Well, hello to the First Baptist Tulsa family and to the friends of First Baptist Tulsa. This is our midweek update for May 4th, 2022. Our 3-2-1, 3 things to know, 2 chapters to read, 1 way I want you to pray. Okay, so let's jump right in. 3 things I want you to know. First of all, and this will be the last time I announce this, but our church has just made a substantial gift to Send Relief. It's a global Baptist network of crisis relief. We've made a $10,000 gift to the Send Relief work going on in Ukraine, and just want you to know, not only have we done that, but if you would like to contribute your own gifts to that. Anytime there's a crisis, there's a lot of scams. This is legit, sendrelief.org. You can check it out. It's a great way to send some relief to those who are struggling in Ukraine because of the war. Second thing I want to let you know, we're doing our cereal collection during the month of May. If you haven't picked up a sticker, pick up one this Sunday. Get a sticker, put it on a box, put it on your front porch, post it to social media, and invite your neighbors and your friends to be a part of this cereal collection with you. Not only is it a good way to invoke some generosity among your community, but it's also just a ready opportunity to share about your church and how you're serving the community. Now, while you're doing that, you may also want to pick up some of these cards. We're starting our anxiety teaching series May 15th. It's right around the corner. And here at the end, I'm going to encourage you to pray for one person in your life who you know they deal with anxiety nonstop. And this is a very simple opportunity. Again, these two can kind of go together. People drop off cereal, but you also invite them to your church as we're talking about anxiety beginning May 15th. So those are 3 things I want you to know. 2 chapters I want you to read. And this is our last week in Leviticus. Okay, we've just done a little 5-week sampler of Leviticus. But I'm going to ask you to read chapters 23 and 26. Now, if you want to read 24 and 25, go for it. I'm not telling you not to read those. But given the focus on 2 chapters a week, I'm trying to pick the most important chapters of these books as we go through, or rather the most insightful chapters of these books for where I am right now as we go through this process. So Leviticus 23. This is a chapter that deals with the appointed festivals of the Hebrew year. And if you just step back, you can look at these. They're annual festivals during the year, and each one serves at least one valuable purpose. And as I look at this, and again, one of the themes of Leviticus is, what do we bring to the Lord as an opportunity to worship? First of all, it starts with the Sabbath. We are designed, we are geared that one day in every 7, we need to stop. We need to rest. We need to recreate or recreate, right? That's just the way we're designed. If you're living a life that you're not taking a day of rest, this wasn't a suggestion, this is a commandment, because when we rest, we're reminded of the joy of work, the purpose by which we are living, for which we are living, and the world can go on without us for a day, right? So Sabbath is important. Now you look at these other festivals, the festival of the Passover. This is a reminder of where we come from. The Israelites were to remember that God delivered them out of Egyptian slavery as followers of Jesus. I think we need to remember that we were once slaves to sin, but now we are servants of God. The first fruit offering, starting in verse 9, a time of giving thanks to God. You know, we have this in our civil calendar. We have a time of thanksgiving, but to really take it as an opportunity to say that the blessings that God has provided, I haven't provided those for myself. God has granted those things. And to express gratitude. You go on down to verse 26, there's the Day of Atonement, the joy of forgiveness. We need to remember to have consistent times of asking God for forgiveness and recognizing His ability to forgive us. The Festival of the Tabernacles, beginning in verse 33. This is kind of reliving the Exodus experience for every generation, to live in just little lean-tos, to remember wandering through the desert, to remember some challenging times, but were also some good times when they depended on the Lord. And so there's the opportunity of worship by remembering some of the challenging times that ended up being a time of experiencing God's presence and blessing. So you get over to chapter 26, and actually this is probably my favorite chapter of Leviticus, because it talks about the blessings and curses of obedience and disobedience. And really what is lined out here, and the important reminder of this chapter, is everything we do has consequences. If we obey God, there's a consequence to that we're living inside of God's will, we're living God's way, and God will reward that. The consequences of evil, if we decide to live in disobedience, there are consequences to that as well. But perhaps the best blessing of living in obedience, I want you to catch the verse, Leviticus 26, verse 12. I will walk among you and be your God, and you will be my people. God's biggest blessing is Himself, the blessing of His presence. So read Leviticus 23 and 26, and we're going to jump into the book of Numbers next week. One way I would encourage you to pray, going back to this, would you ask God to bring to mind somebody who needs, maybe who's overwhelmed with anxiety and needs what we're going to be talking about. Ask God to bring somebody to mind. You be obedient to invite them to either listen to this, join you for church, join you for worship. The opportunity to reach out. We live in a world riddled with anxiety, and we believe as followers of Jesus we're called to be free. So let's share that freedom, that message of freedom with others. Would you pray for one person in your life this week who needs relief from anxiety and needs the presence of God? So may the Lord bless you this week. I love you. Proud to be your pastor. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.